This whole charade's over. I'm telling everybody. Tip of tat.
There's no tat. There was no tit.
Hi everyone, Tony from Hack the Movi3s here with
Kait,
Monica.
Yep, and they're the writers at AGtM, which is where the show is now being hosted. So they've been on the show before, but now we're officially AGtM members. Yay! Okay, we have two movies. First, we're gonna do Clear History, which is the new Larry David movie for HBO. Would you like to tell the story of Clear History?
Sure.
Louder, say it louder.
Clear History is about an inventor who makes this really cool, it's like the smart card, but it's called the Howard. And Larry David's character, what was his name?
Nathan Flom.
Nathan Flom was the marketing director for the company that made the Howard. And when it was released that the car was going to be called the Howard, he like completely freaked out and said it was unmarketable. And being Larry David, being Nathan Flom, he completely just went off and said that he didn't even want his stock shares anymore, which was like, I don't want to be a part of this company.
And he said, well, if you don't like it, you can sell back your shares. And I did.
It's the worst decision you've ever made in your life.
You made the worst decision, Howard.
The Howard is literally a billion-dollar idea.
And I just want to say, Larry David with long hair was really sexy.
Yes.
I loved it. And his Hawaiian shirt.
So yeah, then 3 years later, I think,
or like 10 years later.
No. It was either 6 months or 3 years when the car ends up being $1 billion business. Everyone loves it. We should probably mention that the reason it's called Howard is because that was the inventor of the car's son.
Yes.
Who apparently Larry didn't care about. When Larry meets the inventor and his son, he instead just goes on a rant about how the nanny should wash her hair more. He doesn't care about the son.
What? I only wash my hairs twice a week. So, no judgment, nanny.
So yeah, he gets made fun of, his wife leaves him, Conan O'Brien makes fun of him on TV, so he goes into hiding, and then 10 years later, he's now living at Martha's Vineyard under the name Rowley. And the movie's...
Rowley or Raleigh?
Raleigh. And the movie's basically about him trying to, like, maintain his new life. He's been there for years now, and then... Huh?
His alter ego.
His alter ego. And then it turns out the inventor, played by John Hamm, shows up and now he like wants revenge. So the whole movie is detailing his revenge against the inventor, but also trying to keep his identity secret.
Yes.
And the movie has a shit ton of stars.
Yeah. Well, you can't go. It's HBO, and I have a huge boner for HBO.
Yeah.
So.
And so it's got like Danny McBride, Michael Keaton. We already said John Hamm.
Kate Hudson,
which is probably the only good movie I've ever seen her in since Almost Famous.
Besides Bride Wars. You haven't seen Bride Wars.
I didn't see Bride Wars. I heard nothing but negative things.
I loved it.
I'll check it out.
It's a pretty cute movie.
My hair's blue! It's blue!
The plan that they come up with, after Raleigh basically tells everyone, not everyone, he tells Michael Keaton and Danny McBride.
He tells Danny McBride that he is really Nathan Flom.
He doesn't tell Michael Keaton, does he?
He doesn't tell Michael
No, but no. Michael Keaton used to own the house that John Hamm now owns, and he's
remodeling.
They're remodeling it, making a giant mansion. Everyone on the island hates it, and there is a twist that we're not going to ruin. But once you figure out the twist for why he's building the house, you immediately don't want Larry to succeed, but you wanted to see him go through with it because you know he's fucked. And JB Smoove from Smooth? Leon from Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Leon.
He is in it, and he is friggin' hilarious.
Yeah, that was the best. But he kind of just played Leon.
Yeah,
It was just pretty much Leon at Martha's Vineyard.
Yeah.
And then Eva Mendes was in it, too.
Yes, yeah.
And, what's his face?
Liv Schreiber. Played...
He was absolutely fabulous.
Liv Schreiber is playing a Chechnyan, and I'm dressed like a character for a porn I'm shooting tomorrow, and I'm using Liv Schreiber's voice.
But it's not a real porno.
It's not a real porn. Here's the link here. Anyway, so what did you really like about this movie?
I liked everything. I don't know, like, I think I'll start with, like, what people are saying. It's like, oh, it's too much like Curb. It's just, like, a really extended version of Curb episode. And what I have to say is, like, well, Curb is Larry David. Larry David was George from Seinfeld, so really, isn't it just Larry David?
Yeah.
So you were driving erratically back there.
I'm going to be honest with you, okay? I kind of got swept up in the music and, I got swept up. I was swept. Got swept up.
Sir, step out of the car. Have you ever performed a field sobriety test?
What?
Just put one foot in front of the other,
Yeah.
heel toe, for 9 steps. 1 foot, and extend your arms to the side. Can you do that?
I'm sober. I can't do it.
No shaking.
Look, this is not easy. You can do it because you've practiced.
Come with me.
What?
Sir, you are clearly intoxicated.
I am not. I wasn't drinking. I was just happy. Is that the penalty for being happy? Oh, the precious head. Don't hurt the head.
So I don't know why people are like being so like, oh, it's too much like a Curb episode. Well, duh.
Yeah.
It's Larry David.
I like that it took the Curb humor and put it in a different story. Like, if this movie had a really good story attached to it, which is rare for comedies. Like, comedies have funny stories, but like, this one was actually really intricate and shit.
Yeah.
Led up to a bunch of amazing things, but
And there were several different storylines going on.
Yeah, so you get to do more that you couldn't really do with the Curb universe, because the Curb is kind of based in reality, so you gotta, like, people are playing exaggerated versions of themselves, but, yeah, but I can kind of see the negatives, because there were some gags in there, like, a lot of the improv fighting stuff. Part of me was just like, this could have just been worked into a Curb episode, but, like, some of the other stuff, like him building the swing set, which was the funniest thing I've seen all summer, was him building that goddamn swing set, and then how it paid off later when the swing set just falls apart when the kids are swinging. That's stuff you probably wouldn't be able to see in Curb. So it's kind of a mixed bag. Like, some of the stuff clearly could have done in the show, but it still works in this movie.
The one thing, like the silverware, that was totally like...
Yeah, the silverware was totally... Oh my god.
But that lady was so annoying.
I'm
so happy he didn't help her.
At the end,
I'm so happy.
He leaves her on the side of the road.
You are not a nice guy! You are not a nice man!
But,
that was the best.
But yeah, I don't see why this wasn't even released theatrically. This is like one of the best movies of the year, basically. Probably, well, no, The World's End is pretty good. But probably one of the best movies, probably the top 2 best movies I've seen all year. Yeah, it was really my only negatives were maybe it was a little too much like Curb, but that's also its positive, so it's weird.
Yeah.
Catch-22, whatever that expression means. I never read the book.
Double-edged sword.
Hey,
Hey.
Ollie, how are you?
Hi, Carl.
You get that birthday email I sent you?
Oh, well, you know, Carl, generally, I gotta tell you, I don't reply to birthday emails. You know, thank you very much. So kind of you. Oh, you remembered. It turns the birthday into a job.
Yeah.
The birthday shouldn't be a job. We should be celebrating a birthday. We shouldn't be going, oh, it's my birthday, I have to go to work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that's it. The song's gone.
I just want to say that this is probably the most press Chicago's ever got.
Yeah, the band Chicago is weaved throughout the storyline.
Just like this whole, it starts with Chicago, it like just...
starts with Chicago, then Chicago gets mentioned, then they actually show up. It's a lot of press for Chicago.
I watched it with my dad, and my dad really wants to know where, like, who made the Howard car? Because there has to be at least one Howard car out there.
I guess we should also mention that the production design in this movie is really, really, really good. It was awesome. I love how they have the little thing where you put your face in to look like the guy who made Martha's Vineyard, and it conveniently looks like Larry David with long hair. And again, the long hair was genius. They should have.
It looked great.
But yeah, so if you have HBO, I think it's still on demand.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. Or
Yes.
HBO Go.
Or HBO Go. Definitely check it out. I mean, if you're already paying for HBO,
Why not?
why not? You don't have to pay $14 to go see it in the theater. You can just sit at home and watch it.
It's not in a theater, so you have to have HBO to see it.
Which I guess is like the wave of the future now. We're going to be watching movies, or anything, like Netflix and stuff. You can just sit at home and watch it now.
Yeah, that's what...
God forbid we go out in public around other people.
You're just having this conversation?
Yes.
Like... Oh my god, Netflix is a thing?
Guys, it's called the
I don't have to leave the house?
Oh my god! Wait, there's porn on the internet? What?
Oh
my god!
But here's a nice segue. This movie was directed by Greg Mottola.
Sure.
Is that what we said?
That's what we decided his last name is.
Directed by Greg Mottola, who you might know. He made that Adventureland movie. He's a longtime director for Arrested Development, and he directed Paul.
And Paul.
And
Superbad.
He directed Paul, which starred Simon Pegg, who starred and wrote The World's End.
It also stars Nick Frost, who's in The World's End too.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Howard.
The Howard?
Yes.
Nobody's gonna buy a car named Howard. Call it a Dewey. That's a good name. Call it Duncan.